The beautiful beaches of Cozumel, Mexico and ancient Mayan ruins. Our family was headed to the Gulf of Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula for a spring break cruise aboard the Carnival Liberty. Leaving the port of Galveston, Texas, we would spend a fun day at sea on our way to Progreso, Mexico, where we would climb Mayan ruins and cool off in a freshwater cenote. The next day, we would round the tip of the Yucatan Peninsula to the island of Cozumel, where a catamaran would take us to a private island for fun, food, and sun. Our last day cruising would be a fun day at sea on the way back to Galveston Port. This is our cruise to Cozumel and Progreso, Mexico, aboard the Carnival Liberty. Since our family lives in Wyoming, we don't really have a cruise terminal close to home. Our cruise ship, the Carnival Liberty, would leave from the port of Galveston. With 6 of us traveling, it was a lot cheaper to drive than fly. We figured from our house to the dock was a 25-hour drive, taking into account brief stops for food and other necessities. We traveled through Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and across the state of Texas, switching drivers and driving through the night. When we saw heavy traffic, we knew we were nearing Houston. Here we stopped for a genuine Texas barbecue dinner with beef brisket, chicken, and sausage. Oh, and plenty of barbecue sauce too. When we had eaten all we could, we cleaned up and headed south for the final 45-minute drive to Galveston. Galveston, Texas, a barrier island just 50 miles southeast of Houston. We spent the night in a hotel not far from the cruise terminal. To park our vehicle, we chose an indoor option with Galveston Park and Cruise, where an attendant helped us park our vehicle inside a converted shipping warehouse for our 5-day adventure. We crossed the street to the cruise terminal and found ourselves not in the historic building, but in Cruise Terminal 2, a steel frame building next door where we waited with other passengers to board the ship. We passed through security and across the gangway to the ship. We were very excited to be on board. Our first stop was to drop off our bags in our staterooms.
So cool!
You got a monkey hanging there. Everybody's got their own bed. It's pretty good size, isn't it? Our next task was to find the Lido Buffet on the same deck as the pool, where lunch awaited those who boarded the ship early. We found lots of great foods to choose from. Tate found the carved roast beef station. We found other exotic foods to try.
There's octopus.
Man, how is it?
It tastes like cat food.
Cat food?
But not that I've eaten cat food. I need some ice cream.
We headed topside to explore the ship from above. The kids sat on deck chairs to catch some, well, clouds. We found the kids area, where our younger girls were signed up for supervised activities while their mom and dad were off having fun.
Before we get started with all the fun we have in store for you, it is essential that we take some time to review some important safety matters. Nothing is more important than the safety of our guests and crew. International maritime law requires all guests and crew to participate in a safety drill. Thank you for your time and cooperation, and welcome on board of the Carnival Liberty.
Is that Count Chocula?
I don't even know what he said.
We reported to our assigned muster station to learn where our lifeboat station was in case of an emergency at sea, along with everyone else on board. Tess thought it was great that it was called a mustard station, which reminded us it was time for dinner. We had great gourmet appetizers to choose from. Tate tried the cold lychee soup, which was really good despite looking like a bowl of milk. After dinner, we went topside to secure deck chairs to watch tonight's outdoor movie. The March air outside on top of the boat was a bit too chilly to be comfortable.
Yeah. Let's get inside.
We decided to see what we could find indoors. We found karaoke in the Victoria Lounge, and a few of us got on stage to do some singing. After checking outside to see if it had warmed up and finding it still too cold to sit in deck chairs, we found a game show in the Venetian Lounge, where we watched fellow passengers look silly for prizes. A quick break for dessert, and we returned to the Venetian for a welcome aboard show, with music, dancing, and comedians late into the night. Waiting back at our stateroom was room service and chocolate cake. The Gulf of Mexico, our first full day at sea.
Good morning.
We slept late because we could. We learned that the Silver Olympian restaurant at the aft of the ship serves brunch until 1 p.m. every full day at sea. We were offered all kinds of delicious breakfasts. It was well worth sleeping in for. Without a plan, we wandered the ship, sampling sights and activities. We relaxed in our staterooms and watched the sea slip by the windows. Tate and Tess joined a shipwide Easter egg hunt, which seemed a lot like trick-or-treating for Easter candy, without having to find bunny costumes. This evening was formal night on the ship. We dressed up for dinner and went upstairs to the Golden Olympian dining room. A waiter volunteered to take our picture. After dinner, the waiters entertained the dining patrons with singing, dancing, and clapping to upbeat music. The kids loved the bunny back at the stateroom. Progreso, Mexico, a seaside port of nearly 40,000 people on the northern edge of the Yucatan Peninsula, whose ship's pier extends 4 miles into the Gulf of Mexico. After passing through a gauntlet of souvenir shops, we found our shore excursion group and boarded buses that would take us on a tour of Zibilchaltun archaeological site. Yes, I did have to practice saying that name.
Daddy,
Yeah?
do these buses take us to the beach?
No, they take us to the Mayan ruins. After a 30-minute bus ride south, we exited the bus and entered the grounds of Zibilchaltun National Park, created in 1987 to preserve the wildlife and ancient Mayan ruins. Our guide gave us a walking tour of the grounds. The Temple of the Seven Dolls marks the spring and autumn equinoxes. Several iguanas guarded the stones. Many of the limestone structures in the 270-acre park date back to 600 BC. We liked that we were able to climb them and explore hidden nooks. We climbed the Temple of the Pedestal, where we stood on its top and appreciated a great view of the surrounding grounds. Our favorite part of the visit was swimming in the cenote after the tour.
It's crazy clear and it's
Kind of scary. Crazy cold.
Lilies grace the shallow center of the pool, and small fish offer pedicure services.
Tess, can I invite you?
if you're moving, they leave you alone.
You go. There you go. Just stick it in.
The clear spring-fed pool ranges in depth from 1.5 to 150 feet deep at the western end. Cozumel, Mexico. Tess would finally get her day at the beach on today's shore excursion. Our ship landed at Puerto Maya on the western coast of the Mexican island of Cozumel. After taking in the seaside sights, we boarded a yellow-powered catamaran for a 30-minute ride to a smaller island off the northern shore of Cozumel, La Isla de la Pasión, or Passion Island. We exited single file across a narrow gangplank to a large expanse of white sand. We had our picture taken in front of a large lettered monument to the island's name. We found an empty table with a thatched roof to place our belongings, and we headed into the waves. We relaxed in hammocks that had been strung up in the water. Some of us found the hammocks not as relaxing as others. We took a break to get something to drink and to enjoy the modest lunch that was included in our shore excursion fee. Then we returned shoreside to slather on more sunscreen, and in some cases, wonder if we should have put on more earlier. One section of the beach was reserved for inflatable toys, anchored in the shallow chest-high water. It was really popular with kids. The water was warm and the sandy bottom was very friendly on bare feet. When it was time to leave, we headed back to the Catamaran for the trip back. We enjoyed our day on the northern end of Cozumel at Passion Island, whose white sand beach was made famous by all those Mexican beer commercials filmed here.
Good morning. Who's waking up?
I thought we were sleeping in today.
We did.
It's our last day.
It's 8:20. The sun is up over the Gulf of Mexico. The water is blue. It's a beautiful day. Wow.
Cody was quick to point out that even the hallway murals got to sleep in today. Even before breakfast, we headed to the Carnival fun shops. On the last day of the cruise, lots of things go on sale. We picked up Cozumel t-shirts for $10 each. This being a full day at sea, we remembered there was a sea day brunch going on at the aft of the ship in the Silver Olympian dining room.
Medium rare and sprinkle.
Mostly today was a day to chill out. Ice carving. We had to go and check it out. We baked in the sun while an artist carved a block of ice with hand tools for a large crowd. We sat near the rope, taking turns guessing what it would be. It had a nose, or was that a beak? It was a penguin with a squirrel tail thing going on there. Inside, we found the chocolate extravaganza we had heard about, a celebration of all things chocolate. Tess approved, and she was especially fond of the chocolate ice cream swan she found. Well, we all tried one. The kids wanted to find the arcade again, and we swiped our sail and sign card. Or is it sign and sail? I can't remember. But we swiped the card to ride the Typhoon. Bryn and Cody made a bobsled run, and Tate and Tess, well, they got launched into outer space. We were just in time for afternoon tea up in the balcony of the Silver Olympian. We sampled herbal teas, which Bryn really liked. We sat by large windows that looked out over the ocean, and we sampled all kinds of tasty treats. We weren't here for the herbal tea. Hey, there's that penguin guy with the squirrel tail. Tate and Tess thought it was the perfect time to swim, so we went to the Lido deck and we cooled off in the saltwater pool. And then, well, it was time to eat again.
What is it?
Yeah, it's a lobster.
Or it'd probably be a poisonous fish. Because I've seen fish like this.
We finished out the night with a show in the Venetian Lounge featuring fellow passengers and this guy, our cruise director. The next morning, the cruise came to an abrupt end. We packed up our belongings and disembarked, taking with us great memories of our voyage.